Trump held nothing back, not that he ever really does, when he called out Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones.
Those four had all voiced opposition to the war in Iran, which appears to be what set Trump off. His long Truth Social post reads in part, quote, "They're stupid people. They know it, their families know it, and everyone else knows it too. Look at their past, look at their record. They don't have what it takes and they never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows, and aren't even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. They're nut jobs, troublemakers, and will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity," end quote.
5 former allies from the MAGA influencer world have decided they've had enough with President Trump. Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Candy Owens, Alex Jones, and MTG, to be more specific. It all started at the end of February when President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu initiated Operation Epic Fury on Iran. The Big Five made it no secret that they were not in favor of this military action. On Easter Sunday, President Trump put out an epic truth post that went like this. Take it away, Jake.
My panel is here to discuss. Let me start with you, former Congresswoman Wild of Pennsylvania, a Democrat. The president threatening to blow up Iran's power plants and bridges. Open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards. You'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. What's your response?
And happy Sunday morning.
Happy Easter.
I can never get enough of how Shaky Jake Tapper says that. I mean, he just ran through it, curse words and all. Let's take a look at how the Big Five responded to Trump going scorched earth on Iran, starting with Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones. Take a look.
Killing non-combatants, people who did nothing wrong, who didn't choose this war, who were just people created by God. That is immoral. That will never be moral. That can never be justified. That is always wrong. How dare you speak that way on Easter morning to the country? Who do you think you are? You are not God, and only if you think you are do you talk this way. To send out a tweet with the F word on Easter morning promising the murder of civilians and then saying praise be to Allah without explaining any of it, that is evil.
Speaking of strange bedfellows, I've mentioned in our coverage that Alex Jones is a conspiracy theorist who cannot be relied upon for anything factual. But in politics, where everybody's sounding off, he is now a longtime MAGA right-wing figure who sounds like a resistance warrior, bringing up, and you might remember this from the first term, talk of removing Trump early through the 25th Amendment.
How do we 25th Amendment his ass?
Tackle Trump and pretend, let him pretend he's president and publicly report that he's going through a health issue and Vance take over. It literally needs to be something like that. It's that bad.
I've known you a long time. You've never called for an internal coup before.
Ever. But that's how dangerous this is. That's how risky it is for the whole world.
Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones brought the smoke on that one. Let's see what MTG, Megyn Kelly, and Candy Owens have to say about it. Watch this.
I'm the former Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia. Congresswoman, thanks so much for joining us. I know you recently called for the president to be removed from office under the 25th Amendment to the Constitution after that threat that he made about destroying the whole civilization of Iran. The president has a long history of shocking and unprecedented social media posts. Why was this the final straw for you?
Because it's absolute madness. How can any person that is mentally stable call for an entire civilization of people to be murdered, to be wiped out, to never come back again? That's what the president called for. And that shows that there's serious instability in his thinking.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I am sick of this. I'm sick of it. Can't he just behave like a normal human? I mean, honestly, like the president, 380 chess, shut up. Shut up about that. You don't threaten to wipe out an entire civilization.
As of Friday morning, 2 of the 4 have offered public responses to the post. Alex Jones wrote on X, quote, "I have made it very clear that I am no longer support Trump, and I'm very thankful to him for making it clear that I have nothing to do with him. The new Trump is a rotting husk of the old Trump. I hope 47 enjoys Mark Levin being his spirit animal," end quote.
And Candace Owens wrote, quote, "It may be time to put Grandpa up in a home."
Up next, we head to the Hill to listen to what conservative political analyst Aaron McGuire has to say about what we just heard from the Big Five. I think what she has to say is spot on. Take a look.
Anyway.
But this is a bit of Trump reaps what he sows. He's always, he built his brand on being a big, brash, outspoken voice. And in that, he's helped bring up other big, brash, opinionated people. But it's clear Candace Owens jumped the shark a little while ago. She has kind of fully lost, I think, a touch with reality when she used to be a really great counter voice in the Republican Party and in the conservative movement to the leftists, you know, that Charlie Kirk ilk of we go and we engage in the conversation. She was part of that in those early days. So to see that transformation, it's more than just Trump for her. Something else is going on. Alex Jones, if I was Trump, couldn't get him far enough away. Can't disavow that guy enough, honestly. And Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson, when you look at this, I mean, Tucker used to go and watch golf with the president, right? They would go to live tournaments together at Trump's golf courses. And Megyn Kelly, for their long tenured history together of not warmness, if you say nice things about Trump, he's going to bring you back into the fold. He's always willing to forgive and forget for the most part. But if you turn your back on him, he will absolutely come after you. And that's what he's doing with these people. But again, reap what you sow. You give him a big platform, you're going to have to deal with the repercussions of it. My strategy, if I was him, ignore them. Who cares what Tucker Carlson or Megyn Kelly, I know they have big platforms and big voices, but he has the biggest platform and the biggest voice. Don't argue down. That's what I tell clients and candidates all the time. Don't punch down. If you're a senator, don't go after a House member. If you're the president, don't go after a senator. I feel like that still counts here.
President Trump has since put out another Truth Social post basically saying he doesn't need the Big Five or people like them because they don't even represent MAGA anyway. And he's right. Remember that CNN poll that Harry Ensign put out a couple weeks ago about the strength of the MAGA voter? Well, if you don't, it's coming up. Then we'll get back to the Hill with Aaron McGuire so she can finish her point before I reveal the person who really sparked the basket of deplorables into action 10 years ago. Watch this.
Is there a growing divide happening in MAGA world? CNN chief data analyst Harry Ensign joining me now. So how are you seeing MAGA feel about the president right now?
Yeah, you know, sometimes you look at the polling data and there are numbers that just jump off the screen at you, and this is one of those. Because just take a look here. MAGA GOP view of Trump. Approve 100%. 100%. If you are a member of MAGA and the GOP, you approve of Donald John Trump. 0% say that they disapprove. You don't have to be a mathematical genius to know you can't go higher than 100%. He is the 1972 Miami Dolphins. Now, there are some Republicans who disapprove of Donald John Trump, but they are not members of the Make America Great Again movement. The bottom line is this: if you are a member of MAGA, you approve of Donald Trump.
Megyn Kelly has built a media empire in the conservative movement right now that people didn't anticipate for her. They have both maintained a high level, Tucker and Megyn have maintained a high level of success in the conservative movement. However, being a loud voice and then actually doing the work are two different things. And so, yeah, she might shape opinions within part of the Republican base. And don't get me wrong, millions and millions of people watch her every week. Same with Tucker. But unless you're actually activating those people and asking them to take a movement or join an action, it's all bluster at a certain point. And as a political operative who still runs races and works with candidates, sure, they can make noise in the base, but they're not moving the movement. If you're going to a Trump rally or a Trump event, right, you're not going to feel caught or stuck, or you're going to be there being like, oh, I wish he would address the Tucker thing. The Trump base is probably the most consistent strong standing base I really have ever seen in a political movement. And to think that those outside voices would make a massive change to that, I just don't think it's based in reality of where that movement started to where it is now. Because Tucker and Meghan have been on the scene as long as this kind of wing of the party has existed. You know, the old Tea Party has become the MAGA movement in a lot of ways. But if they were such influential voices, Megyn Kelly hated the president previously. You would have thought that could have moved it, right? And even now, they're not big fans. It's just not moving any of the numbers or the movement. It's that group of low propensity voters that Trump brought into the party who do not normally vote. Those people who have never taken that action before, but they're interested in politics and they're interested in the direction of the country. That, without having seen the data, that's my guess of where a good portion of those viewers can come from. It's an inactive portion of an active political movement, if that makes any sense whatsoever on opposite day.
You could put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right? The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it. And unfortunately, there are people like that. And he has lifted them up. He has given voice to their websites that used to only have 11,000 people. Now have 11 million.
Another question for you. Is President Trump in trouble with the MAGA base? With the departure of the big five types or not? Please leave comments below so we can get to the bottom of this. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future updates. Also, check out our last video when President Trump made the threat that got this whole thing started on Easter Sunday. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.